Check it out. The latest technology news brought to you by Thursday Night Football. We'll be out pre-gaming tonight before the Titans and Steelers do their thing. We will do ours at Froggers at Oviedo.
That's it. Froggers and Oviedo starting at 6, and we have 5, count them, 5 pair of Earth Day birthday tickets. So again, and bucket specials, obviously, while we're there. Froggers, Oviedo, starting at 6. Already got some texts. People excited that we're coming out that way.
See you tonight.
And we're excited, too. Pat's ready for some mushroom caps. I know you're going to do them.
Fried mushrooms all day long at Froggers. Yeah. So we're winding down the Sam Bankman-Fried trial in New York. He did take the stand in his own defense.
He's the Dogecoin dude, or Bitcoin, whatever, right?
FTX crypto.
Yeah, crypto,
yes,
dude.
FTX. Who bilked customers out of billions of dollars. And he's going to get crucified. I think the preponderance of evidence is pointing to him spending quite a bit of time in federal prison. It was interesting on his time on the stand when it came for the prosecution to talk to him. All of a sudden, most of his answers became the standard, I don't recall.
Mm-hmm. Exact answers I'd be using up there.
I don't recall.
Oh, don't recall that.
You're right, exactly. So that'll be winding down this week with closing arguments, and we'll see ultimately if he's going to have to pay the piper, to use a loosely related term.
I was giggling in my head before you.
Elon Musk went on Joe Rogan's podcast this week.
I bet that was interesting.
Well, he's been on it before, but this time rather than smoking weed, they were smoking cigars and drinking what appeared to be whiskey. The one thing that caught some people's attention, apparently Elon went ahead and reignited the I'm still willing to fight Mark Zuckerberg situation.
You wasted everybody's time with this.
He says he'd fight Zuck, quote, any place, anywhere, under any rules, and he made it clear that his size would be a big advantage and would be unfair because he would just go, quote, full walrus and just lay on top of Zuck.
The thing is Zuck already built an octagon for this, and you bailed because your parents said not to.
Musk says he needs no training and would be ready to go at any time, even if they decide to duel with swords. Now that I'd like to see.
This is just like a couple kids.
Nice. Have a few glasses of whiskey, smoke some cigars. You might say some stuff that really you don't entirely mean.
Oh, I'll fight him. You're talking to Joe Rogan, who is fight. You know what I'm getting at?
No.
And so you're thinking, I got to act tough in front of this guy, and I'm not having a sword fight with anybody. I did that when I was a kid with my brother. There's more knives and BB guns and everything else. Butcher knives, I'll have you know.
Swiss researchers are looking into the link between mobile phones and the quality of men's sperm. The quality of men's sperm has declined over the last 5 decades, and researchers are now studying the possible correlation of that fact in the use of mobile phones.
How is, because it's next to your pocket?
The Swiss study gave male participants a detailed questionnaire asking for details about their lifestyles and habits, including how often they use their phones and where they tend to keep their phones when they aren't using them. Data found sperm counts were significantly higher with guys who did not use their phones on a regular basis.
Did they interview any of the guys in prison? Because we know where they keep their phones.
I do not know if they interviewed anyone in prison, so I can't answer that. Okay. And yes, we do know where they keep their phones in prison. DoorDash has started warning customers who don't pre-tip that their food might arrive cold. If you don't tip ahead, your order is less appealing to drivers, so it might take longer for someone to agree to do your delivery. Now, before you light up the text line here, no, drivers do not know if you've tipped ahead, but drivers who have driven for a while have a rough idea of how much DoorDash is going to pay for a delivery from this place and if there's a tip included or not. From doing it, they know, they see, here's an order that's available.
Uh-huh. They see the price on it and they can deduct and do the math.
Right. But not all the drivers are savvy to that. So anyway,
that's just BS. You're ordering your food from a service to get it, and they're having to warn you that it might.
If you don't pre-tip.
I know.
Which pre-tipping is insane.
Because
why would you pre-tip before you know the level of the service?
You are not getting pre-tip with Lyncher. He is post-tip. I know that. You're a stickler when it comes to tips, like we've talked about it. Do you tip when you pick up a pizza? But
I don't want to get into. I'm just saying, if you are in a situation where you're expected to tip, I'm not tipping someone until the job is done and I can judge the level of satisfaction. That's just dumb.
But when you get your food, do you undo the little seal that's on it that somebody might have undone already to eat some fries and redone it? But do you unseal it and look at it ahead, like in front of them, and then say, okay,
Tacos,
your tip is...
To be quite honest with you, the only food I ever have delivered is pizza.
Oh, okay.
And, if the thing's there within a half an hour, I'm pretty good to go.
I'm with you. I got you.
I just don't use. I'm just letting you all know this is happening. If you use DoorDash, you're going to get this warning pop up. The ball will be in your court as to what you want to do and what's best for you.
Yeah, that.
Disney is going to buy the remaining Hulu stake from Comcast. This was widely expected. Looks like this acquisition will be done by December 1st, and then Disney will have full control of Hulu.
Well,
maybe they can raise the prices on that too.
What will they do to the bundle? Because don't they have a bundle?
Yes, they do offer Hulu in their bundle with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. But Disney will not. Hulu used to be owned by several different broadcasters and media companies. Mm-hmm. Now it'll be all Disney running the show. And speaking of streaming, those of you with NFL Sunday Ticket, which is now through YouTube TV, the first 6 weeks of the season were amazing with no issues, but last Sunday, oh boy.
Did you notice issues?
Yeah, it was at the start of the early games, and it wasn't isolated to any particular game. They were all, freezing up, poor picture quality, blanking out, and it was a mess for a little while. And they had it sorted out.
What do they attribute it to?
Technical glitches. They did say as this was happening and unfolding on Sunday afternoon, they put up on their socials that they were fully aware of what was going on and were working on the fix, and that they would update users as to what was going on. They never updated anyone on anything. The problem resolved itself in the second half of the early games, and the later games were fine.
I mean, Sunday Ticket's a pretty penny. I'm wondering if they're going to give you a buck or two back.
That was the question. Are you going to credit the users anything? There's been no indication yet. I don't know if you want to try on your own to see if you can get a credit or whatever. Or if you don't have Sunday Ticket, they did announce yesterday they will now offer the second half of the season at half price, which has been done when DirecTV used to have it for the last 28 years. They would give you a half season deal there. So if the initial cost was too much to handle or not in your budget, you may be able to better deal with it now at half price for the various different levels and tiers of Sunday Ticket.
I'm fine with just Red Zone.
That's cool.
That's another option too. So if you're looking to save a buck,
yeah, that is still if you want just Red Zone, it would still be through the if you have YouTube TV, that would still be with the sport add-on, which I believe is
like $10,
$10.99 a month.
Yeah.
I think anyway.
Ballpark 10.
There you go. There's your check it out for this week.
This is Orlando's Rock Station.